Don't you love it when the industry says, hey, we should all go this way, but then Nintendo comes around and says, hey, no, I actually want to go that way. That's what Nintendo just did over the past couple of days, and they went ahead completely against the industry, something that will definitely affect Nintendo Switch 2, and of course the rest of Nintendo's future in a fantastically great way. I'm not sure if that's a real word, but I feel strongly about it. Let's go ahead and get started with this video. If you are new here, look at this number. I mean, you guys did such an... I don't know how to thank you, because my goal was to get to the 0.2, right? The 200. And you guys surpassed that. Now, can we get to the 300 in this video? Let's go ahead and do that. Try to get to the 0.3 in this video. And I just... Man, thank you so much for joining. And of course, welcome to the channel. I appreciate you. All right, so we got some information here regarding Nintendo and my favorite man in the world, Miyamoto. This guy is just, man, I wish he was my dad. Miyamoto dad. You know, he just teach me how to make a Mario character and stuff. So there's two parts to this video. The first one, well, they're both regarding Miyamoto and his comments on what he says about the future of Nintendo, how they think and everything. So I want to go ahead and cover the first part because it's so interesting. Let's go ahead and hear. I'm here at mynintendonews.com. And well, this does affect Nintendo Switch 2 in certain ways, but in the way that, well, you know, it keeps the creativity in the hands of real people. So let's go ahead and read here. It says, Miyamoto says Nintendo would rather go in a different direction with AI. Okay, so now a little bit of backstory. The entire industry right now is focusing on computer generated worlds and other things, right? For example, there was a big presentation recently about this new AI system that builds the game for you, right? You say, oh, build me a game with a whole bunch of puzzles and stuff, and it builds it for you in a matter of seconds, right? And so you can say, make it more complicated. It'll make it more complicated. Make me some characters, some generic characters. It'll make you some characters, add some features. So basically it's all command. In a way, kind of destroying a lot of developer jobs in the process. And well, you know what AI is? AI is just sampling from other places and kind of putting together things on their own. So there's been a lot of questionable stuff around that. And that's what basically moved Miyamoto to make this statement, because he was asked this in an interview. So let's go ahead and read here. In around a week from now, the Nintendo Museum will officially open in Kyoto, Japan, with the grand opening close to Shigeru Miyamoto has been participating in interviews with various gaming outlets. We've already informed you of what he has done with Game Watch. However, there's another interview he did with the New York Times. In this interview, Miyamoto takes a brief moment to mention AI as an example of how Nintendo likes to do things differently from others. He said that it might seem like we are just going in the opposite direction for the sake of going in the opposite direction, but really is trying to find what makes Nintendo special. There is a lot of talk about AI, for example. When that happens, everyone starts to go in the same direction. But Nintendo is where Nintendo would rather go in a different direction. Now, what he's saying here is that while everyone is jumping on board with creating their games kind of almost fully in AI, taking away a lot of the creativity that comes from the individual developer, right? Then Nintendo doesn't want to go that route. Nintendo is special for a reason. It's their developers, their creativity, their way of creating games and experiences, right? And creating that awe moment, that really surprise moment, the factor, right? And so right now, I do believe personally that AI is way too, although it is advanced, I think it's way too soon to put a game into AI's hands. Because right now, AI, all it can do is just sample, right? Sample from here and there and create a game based on other assets. Sometimes it violates and infringes on the intellectual property of others. And so I don't think AI is there yet to create a completely generic, from out of scratch, creative game that nobody has ever thought before. And so what Nintendo's saying is that, you know what, we don't use AI in that way. We're not going to use AI in that way. With the rest of the industry excited about having AI generate worlds, we want to do the worlds ourselves. With the rest of the industry having AI create characters, well, we have our characters, but we want to create more characters ourselves. Now, where Nintendo shines with AI is how they're using it in the Nintendo Switch 2. AI upscaling is basically creating work that they've already done before already, right? And just enhancing the visuals, right? Making games run faster, smoother, better, look sharper, the color, the pixels, all that stuff. That's where Nintendo wants to shine when it comes to AI. They don't want AI to take over the creative work. They want AI to enhance their creative work when it comes to the visuals. So, in a way, AI is helpful when it comes to helping you, let's say, help you rewrite a story that you want to make sure it sounds better. Maybe the grammar is corrected, or you don't know how to pronounce a word or how to make a word sound better. But then having the AI write the story for you, that's another questionable kind of thing that I don't really like that much, because, hey, where's your creativity, right? And so that's what Nintendo is saying. That's what Miyamoto is saying, that they don't want AI to write the story for them. They don't want AI to create the characters for them. If there were a few NPCs here and there that they will have to generate the world with, that is okay. But when it comes to the main character storyline and the world design, Nintendo likes to be hands-on, old-fashioned, and I think that's the way to go and move forward. And I think that's what makes Nintendo so crazy successful. That's a great segue to the other piece of news of this video, which also has to do with Miyamoto and also has to do with what he said. And I think this one is even more interesting than the last story, because it also has to do with PlayStation and Xbox. And I just love this. Love this about Shigeru Miyamoto and about Nintendo. And I am here once again at mynintendonews.com. It says, Miyamoto hopes that people refrain from dragging Nintendo into console wars, focus on hardware performance. Oh man, that title, I love that title so much. Let's go ahead and read it here just a bit. It says, legendary. Yes, Miyamoto, you are legendary. Nintendo developer and producer Shigeru Miyamoto has chatted with Japanese video game publication Famitsu about a range of subjects, including the console wars. Speaking to the site, Mr. Miyamoto said that his hopes when the next Nintendo console is revealed, that people will understand and refrain from dragging Nintendo into competitions like the so-called console wars, which focus on high spec and hardware performance. He laughed. Nintendo will continue to use various technologies available today to create things in a way that's unique to Nintendo. I love this. I really love this. Now, I'm going to skip that next one, but I want to read the following one. It says, if the goal is to preserve all Nintendo's past assets so that people can understand what Nintendo is, that it's not just about the employees. We now have people spanning 3 generations who know about Nintendo. It would be great if those people could see it and understand what Nintendo is. I hope that through this, people will understand and refrain from dragging Nintendo into competitions like the so-called console wars, which focus on high specs and hardware performance. Nintendo will continue to use the various technologies available today to create things in a way that's unique to Nintendo. We're not just limited to games. We are also involved in films, and we will also continue to create a variety of entertainment content. Though this would be a good opportunity for people to understand that, and that's why we made this. So there are 3 things that Nintendo has that I feel that other companies can learn from, right? And these 3 things are I think is what make Nintendo. First thing, that they are a very traditional company, and they have their ways of doing things and developing things, right? They train the next generation into doing things the same way and learning new things at the same time. So the first thing is consistency, right? You know what you can expect from Nintendo moving forward. You can expect Nintendo's I say core IPs, right? I know they're working on other ones, like Splatoon is it's a brand new IP, right? It started with the Wii U, and so with that they've been consistent with that IP, bringing it to the point where it is now, right? You can expect the next Mario, you can expect the next Zelda, the next Splatoon, Animal Crossing, and Fire Emblem, and you can expect that from Nintendo. Creativity, they look for ways on the same characters, how to create new experiences with these characters, right? It's important that you take these characters, you're consistent with them, and then you create new experiences with them. And the third one is connection. This is very important. Connection is very important because I grew up with Mario. I have a connection with Mario. And so I'm going to look forward to the next Mario game no matter what, right? I'm going to buy that next Mario game because Nintendo has made it so easy for me to connect with Mario by being consistent with the character and providing new experiences with said character. And a fourth one is like they're on their own. Nintendo doesn't care about what the left is doing or the right is doing. They are Nintendo and they're focused on their mission, right? They train the next generation in the ways like Miyamoto said in a statement that every time they hire 100 to 200 people, by the way, they're the only ones hiring every single year, 100 to 200 employees per year. And Miyamoto sits down with them, or actually in the orientation, he gives them a 3-hour like a presentation, a 3-hour kind of presentation on Nintendo, what Nintendo is, what Nintendo does, and what Nintendo is going to continue to do. And I think that is incredibly important for a company to move forward, right? If you have a company like Xbox, they don't know where they have their noses. They have no clue what they're gonna do. They keep trying new things. Now they're exclusive. No, they're not. It's like if they were exclusive from day one, they treated their IPs exclusive from day one and really try to harness those IPs and push them. They buy so many companies. They bought Rare, they bought Activision Blizzard. I mean, they bought so many companies with so many great IPs that they have done nothing with. Absolutely nothing with. No consistency, no love for the character, right? No creating new experiences, new adventures with said characters, right? Where is Banjo-Kazooie? Banjo-Kazooie could have been another Mario from if they would have continued to just push that one forward, and you can say the same thing with other IPs as well, right? PlayStation is here trying their best and giving us a lot, but man, they're so disconnected with the everyday player. They think that everything is up, price hike. Nintendo, on the other hand, they're looking for ways to deliver the same content, same quality, at a cheaper price. Nintendo will not jump on the latest technology. They will wait for that technology to come at a reasonable price so that they can charge you a reasonable price for that experience. Nintendo can actually make a console as powerful as the PlayStation 5 and still sell it for cheaper. You know why? Because the PS5 is almost 5 years old, right? So that's a 5-year-old technology, which still today looks amazing. And Nintendo can take that same technology along with AI upscaling and make it a technology that can last them 10 more years. Like, seriously, is it more important to you how hyper realistic a game looks, or how fun a game is, or how much of a connection a character is establishes with you, right? Like Mario, Zelda, Splatoon, all these amazing characters that you are connected to. And I think that's what makes Nintendo. And I love PlayStation and I love Xbox, and I just hope that they get their ducks in a row, get better, learn from this consistency, creativity, and love, connection. That's what they need with people. They need to connect with people. They need to create games that create an elicit an emotion, and that's what we need in gaming, guys. And I love what Miyamoto's saying in these two articles, because man, it's why Nintendo is Nintendo. Let me know, guys, if you agree with this down below in the comments. If you like videos like this, go ahead and hit that like and the subscribe button at the same time. Leave your comment down below and I'll read it, and of course heart it as soon as I read it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Before I let you go, number one, never give up, and number two, journey on. Peace.